Alright guys, welcome back. Today we got a good one. If you can't tell by the title of the video, I picked up a Walther PPQ M1 in 9mm. Picked it up on trade. Traded off a P99 I have, which I have a video up on. Guy offered it to me. I prefer striker fires over hammer fire, especially the P99 hammer fire, since it's striker fired / double action, single action. I prefer the old school striker fired mechanism. And the PPQ you just really can't beat no matter what. Out of the box, the gun has probably, in my opinion, the best stock trigger on a striker fired gun out there. I haven't got on some of the newer ones, the CZP-10 and the 509 from FN. But I don't think that much can compete with this trigger. And I'm a big Glock guy. I love a stock Glock trigger. After they're broke in, they're hard to beat. But this right here kills it. Now, overall, the gun itself, a little bit more bulkier than I'd say the 19, which is one of my preferred carry guns. And just seems a little bit different. It's got a little bit more going on the slide. Then I care the slide release here, but it is overall pretty well dehorned. I mean, rubbing your hand across it, you got your slide lock, but that's about all. So no external thumb safety, which I prefer. It does have the trigger safety, of course, with the drop safety and firing pin block. Now this is the M1, so this is the first version they came out with of the PPQ. So it has the paddle mag release on it, which, like most H&Ks, the VP9 from HK, and a lot of the other Walthers have. And they also do have an M2 version, which has a standard push button release that most people like. I don't mind the paddle mag release. I've actually gotten kind of used to it over the last few guns I've owned that've had it. I'll either trip it with my index finger coming off the trigger, which is about perfect once you get used to it. Just trying to move your thumb up and doing it quickly and getting it all the way up to the tip, at least for my short thumbs, isn't the best way. So overall, the gun feels good in the hand. I mean, it feels great in the hand. You get your hand on there, get a good bite, gets you up high. You got a high bore axis. It's got the standard 3-dot sights, adjustable sights at that. It's got a Glock style takedown. So for field stripping, gun's clear, pull it back a little bit, pull the 2 tabs down, pull the trigger first, then pull the 2 tabs down, and it comes apart just like any modern gun. Barrel, firing pin block, strikers in there. Goes back together the same way. You're good to go. Now, the biggest thing I love about this is that trigger. Like I said again, it's hard to beat. It's got a big open trigger guard, which Walthers usually do. So I mean, if you are wearing gloves, you can get in there and feel comfortable while you're doing it. Let me show you this trigger. Like I said before, gun's obviously empty. And kind of get a good video here of it. And it comes back, and that's it. I mean, it's very light. And the reset on it, almost non-existent. Definitely one of the best striker fired triggers out there, in my opinion. I think definitely better than the SIG 320. The VP9, I didn't think that trigger deserved all the hype it had. But you got to get out there and try one for yourself. A lot of people don't really care for striker fire, so I mean, this might not be the gun for you. But if you do, you should really give the PPQ a shot. They have it in 40, 45, the M1 and M2 versions. I think shoots like a dream. It's pinpoint accurate. Sights were dialed in out of the box. The box, of course, comes with a couple extra back straps, 2 mags, 15-round mags, and a not as useless as Glock's mag loader. I find it actually works pretty well, even compared to like an uploader or something. Then of course you got your lock and all your paperwork and crap. So, what else can we say about this? Of course, it's got your standard Picatinny rail. You can attach a light, laser, whatever you're into. It's got a little bit of stippling around the grip. It's basically worthless, so I will go ahead and order some Talons probably tonight and throw on here. Give me a little bit extra bite, but it does feel good. But just like the PP or the P99, those little bumps most of the time. Even a Gen 4 Glock, which is probably one of the best out there, still to me needs at least rubber Talon grips. Now the Sig 320, it's probably got the best purchase that you can get as far as not sliding around. At least in striker fire terms, most of the Sig 226 or 2220 P series guns are all pretty good with their factory grip on there. Like I said, it's got 15 round mag. Gonna give you a close up of what I can on the gun. Ambidextrous for your mag release and your slide lock. Overall, if you're on the fence about it, I think you should just go out there and get it, because I don't think you could be disappointed, especially if you like striker fired guns. There's not a lot you can gripe about. A lot of people gripe about this paddle mag release, but you learn to live with it. If you're going to carry it, that's something you're going to have to train with a lot if you're going from, say, a Glock or 320 or any other gun with a standard button release. But if this is just a range gun, of course you'll still practice, but I think you'll get the hang of it pretty quick, especially if you start jumping off and using that index finger instead of trying to move all the way up to the front. Now, I had an HKP 30, and I believe this paddle mag release is at least 10 times better than the P30. But so far the guns ran flawlessly. Shot 225 rounds or so out of this. Didn't have any hang-ups, failures. I shot better than I do with a stock Glock, and I think it's all because of that trigger. I seem to shoot single action guns, what I think most people do when you get a 1911 in your hand, especially a 9mm 1911, or a single action only SIG, or a SIG and single action. You just tend to shoot it better when you have such a light trigger pull. And that trigger, I mean, when you just do that, I mean, there's almost no resistance to it whatsoever. I love it. I mean, there's not anything you can say about this trigger. They do make aftermarket triggers. Of course, you already have aftermarket sights on this, since I'm doing this review 5 years later. Plenty out there for this gun. So I'd definitely say go out and try to pick it up. If you don't like it, they're easily traded off. The M2s seem to do a little bit better on the arms list sights, but they still hold their value pretty well, I think. And what else can we say about it? It's try to get a video up of me shooting it here. For now, until my next review, anybody that's on the fence, go ahead and pick this up. I think it's a good gun. We'll see you next time on the shooting table.